Welcome everybody to another episode of Beers and Bourbon with Dick and Brett. I'm Dick.
And I'm Brett.
Fuck, that was like super silent and like dramatic.
I was just trying to dip the hat a little bit, you know?
Dip?
Yeah, it's an ode.
An ode to Dick and Brett?
Yeah, it's an ode to Dick and Brett.
Got that O.
You got that OD.
Got that O face. I was talking about Brett's O face. Brett has the best bourbon O face in the world. I don't know if I've seen a lot of people's O face or bourbon O face, but your bourbon O face is fucking money.
I don't know. I can't see it, you know. All I can see is I can feel it.
Yeah.
I guess, if you want to say that. So
Feels
I do
good.
like that. I do
Feels
like that.
good.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, we kept our word alive. That's kind of been our mantra on here, is we talk about shit we're gonna do, and here we are. What do we got? Burnt orange.
Burnt orange, my favorite color in the whole world. And it just helps a little bit more that it's that wheated bourbon that people seem to go nuts over, right? And this one happens to be one of the best of the bunch, if not the best of the bunch.
I think of all the colors of the rainbow, it's a close tie or it's the best.
Yeah,
when you get
it's
into
pretty
William
fire.
LaRue, I've never had William LaRue, even though we have the bottle.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy to think that we've been on a podcast. We have like 20-something plus episodes. We got hundreds and hundreds of bottles to show you guys and to taste and to go through, but yet we cannot find ourselves to just get into it one day. I guess we will with time, but we're going to need your guys' help.
It's almost,
that's for sure.
It's almost a year old, but
Yeah.
it's got a nice price tag on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the price that really kills it. It's might be just the fact that, like, it's kind of like when you okay, I'm going to put this in a term that isn't so dirty that I would normally put it in, right? I'll try to keep it clean for this one, but it's kind of like when you had your first smoke, right?
Like a cigarette?
Yeah.
I never had a cigarette.
Okay, well, he's never had a cigarette, but anyone who has had a cigarette, or let's just say your first time, man, it's really hard to not say what I'm trying to say, but anyways.
Just go for it.
Okay,
dude.
look, you get this feeling, this buzz, this high, right? Maybe it's the first time you jumped out of an airplane, or it's the first time that you scored a touchdown in your high school football game, or whatever it is. It's like, once you reach that level, then you're just chasing it for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's fair.
You know?
I got
And
it.
so I guess leaving sensations like that to the imagination might even be more fun than doing it right away and then always chasing that next good pour. You know what I mean?
That's a unique way of thinking about it,
Yeah.
but yeah, once you've climbed the top of the mountain, it's not as exciting.
Exactly, all right? And then there's obviously bottles that are higher on the mountain, but literally, I mean, you got to go one step at a time. It's like you're climbing altitude, right? You can't go 3 days to 15,000 feet and expect to live, you know, without packing cocoa leaves inside your face and like all kinds of crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we talk a lot about OFC. I think if I was just sipping on OFC every day, like I wouldn't be excited about shit like that.
no, I don't think OFC would excite you after time. So I think it's cool, you know. We'll see how that goes along.
Yeah.
But look at it this way. I mean, this is a mini mountain in its own. So we're excited right here. We got some Weller single barrel for you guys today.
This is probably the second biggest like tater bottle we've done.
Yeah,
behind
absolutely.
George C. Stack.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been hitting bangers. The Wild Turkey 17-year birthday bourbon. We've been knocking out Barrel Proof Taylor. We've been fucking bringing it.
Got some heavy hitters for you
But
guys.
this is in a league. It's only this has been around. This will be the third year of it, third fall season of it since the release. And we fell in love with it from the jump. We thought it was gonna be all hype.
Yeah.
And it definitely was not hype.
It's not hype.
It was
It's the
all
real
that
deal.
and a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, it's got it all going on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got the money spot, or the G spot, or the W spot, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
it's fire.
It's
been
something
stamped,
where-
sealed, and delivered.
that's right. You're putting your elbow on
Yeah.
the pelvis. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
And then we got this crazy thing right next to it. It's
Yeah.
called Chubby Unicorn.
yeah, you got to get that chubby unicorn going on. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is like by far. So when I saw this at the liquor store, I was like, "There's no way. Even if it tastes like shit, we're getting it."
Yeah.
Chubby Unicorn.
Yeah.
So it's a milkshake guava IPA, which is going to be some slushy, kind of fruity. It's got guava extract in it. It's from Common Space, which is in Hawthorne, so out in LA. It's been sitting in the fridge for a while. We've been waiting for a special episode to try it.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't let us down. We talked about great can art, cool names, and they've fallen on their face. We're going to find out what you got, Common Space.
Yeah, let's go. Chubby Unicorn, baby. Let's do this for sure, you know? I'm down to get in it. I want to find out. Because we just did a sour last week, right?
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed doing that because it was a small break. So this is kind of like a hybrid in between the two, supposedly.
I agree.
So we're about to taste this thing. Looks like it come out more of an IPA color.
Yeah. You know what's crazy,
so
Brett?
I'm not seeing milkshake, but
no.
we're going to find out.
We got hit up by
two
separate people. We got hit up by two separate people. Dang, I went way on your side. It's fine.
Yeah, well.
Usually he's heavy-handed with bourbon, so we'll even out.
Yeah.
I got hit up by two separate people who were like, hey, that seedless...
watermelon?
Yeah, they were like, I want one.
Yeah.
So I went and got some.
Nice.
Let's go.
That's awesome. Share the love.
Yeah. I think that's cool, even if we know that people are not, for us to describe something and be able for people to say, and one of these people I know, it's Ron, doesn't drink sour beer, never had a sour beer in his life, and he's like, the way you described it sounds so amazing. So to me, that's worth something, that we're describing shit so vibrant that people are like, fuck,
I think honestly it comes down to some are amazing and some are simply just trash, you know? But
it's like an IPA.
Yeah, I mean it can go either way. I mean, like if you make a shitty beer, it's a shitty beer. Like you know, apples are apples and oranges are oranges and great beers are great beers, you know?
Let's get into this one. It smells good.
Okay. Lost its bubbles pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
probably is like a year old.
Maybe.
No, it's not a year.
We'll see.
That's interesting.
All right. I'm getting that guava.
I am, but it's really subtle.
It's fairly subtle from what I was expecting. When they say milkshake, I'm expecting thick, like kind of creamy almost. Has a little bit of a cream flavor to it.
The softness of the beer on the end, it's real mellow.
Yeah, I can see why people like it.
It's only 75 degrees in the garage, but it's like 1,000% humidity.
At least.
I'm imagining it's 120 outside. I would crush a bunch of these.
Yeah, it's light. It doesn't last very long. It doesn't act like a powerful flavor producer.
I get one on the second drink.
But for me, it does have a little bit of creaminess. It's not overwhelming with the guava, so it's not like, oh God, because I know guava can be a touchy fruit to mess around with. Guava, you either love it or you hate it, and if there's not as much in it like there is here, like you can definitely taste it, but it's not like straight guava, and I think guava sometimes can put people off. So
I agree.
I think there's just enough in here, even the person that doesn't really enjoy guava but enjoys IPAs and like refreshing beers, this might be something that they would try to get into it or something.
Especially with the puree in it. Yeah. Usually when they go overboard when they put fruit puree in a beer. I got more guava on the second drink. But still, I think you described it good as a hybrid because it's definitely not like the sour. You're not getting a tartness or a crazy sweetness from the fruit.
Yeah.
I
it's
agree.
Not overpowering.
The end is kind of not bland, but just mild and gone.
Yeah, it just kind of it just doesn't show out. It doesn't like continue to produce.
No lingeringness.
Yeah, I mean there's tiny little bitterness from the guava. Here's what's the crazy thing. Not harsh.
This is 8%.
Yeah.
This doesn't drink like 8%.
No. So
they did hide the ABV.
Yeah. If you were gonna tell me to guess, I would have said 6.2.
Easily light beer.
Yeah. So there you go.
6,
packs a powerful alcohol by volume and tastes like a light beer and has a really refreshing taste to it. Introductory to a really strong guava flavor, but it's not that strong. It's kind of nice and refreshing.
I'll take it. Common Space. Hey, the can's cool.
Love the can.
Yeah.
Can's rad.
Let me show him the can. I always gotta show him.
We gotta get up a close up of the can for you guys.
This is pretty epic.
It's got a QR code. They list the hops.
Look. Chubby
alcohol
Unicorn.
content.
Hey, they did list the hops. That's something we've been complaining about for a while. So, look at that.
Killing it in that game in the sense that they know how to present a can.
Hops are Mosaic, Brew One, and Cryo Sabro. So, solid. The Brew One it's not in a ton of beers, but obviously Mosaic and the Sabro in the last 4 to 5 years, that's in every hazy ever made.
Absolutely.
Everyone loves that. That's where that pillowiness comes from, that soft. I'm a fan. And, hey, you listened. You must have known. You must have heard us. You must be watching Dick and Brett. Put your hops on the side.
Put your hops on the side so we know exactly.
Put some hops here.
Yeah.
Got some hops over here.
So if you guys continue to hear ESPN updates, my phone apparently doesn't know how to silence itself, and my case is terrible. So I'm trying to maneuver that in the middle of doing this podcast.
If you go back to like episode that never aired, 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, there's a lot of ESPN updates we're filming.
This is the problem. I have 0 fingernails, so I'm actually not going to be able to do that. So if you're a bing or a doo-doo-doo, it just means that something's going on and I'm probably getting my ass kicked in fantasy football.
I hope you went on fantasy, man. You're in enough leagues.
We'll see. That's a passion of mine. So
how many leagues are you in, bro?
Right now, just 3. One is a big one, so I spend a lot of money on that one.
What's a big one?
Like, what do I spend on it?
What's the entry? What is considered big?
Well, for me, it's $500.
Okay, that's pretty big.
So the prize pool at the end of the year is like somewhere between like $7,000 and $8,000. And
it's a good gamble.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I like to think so. I have probably an equal amount of rings as most of the people in my league that are winners, and the rest of them are still chasing those rings. But I got plenty to show off, so I'm happy about that.
Well, it's gambling, right? Obviously it's gambling, but it's like when you go to play poker, right? And you rake some big pot, and you're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go back. When you're playing that kind of money in something that's that competitive, that's awesome. It's always like feeding the.
It's 17 weeks of enjoyment for $500. So it's not like you can go to the club one night and get 1 bottle. And you're out $700, you know, and that's definitely not as much as enjoyment. It might seem like it is at the time, but
no.
Seeing that bill the next day is not so fun.
I'm not a club person. I'd much rather say you could buy, like a new. I was at a shop yesterday, 2 days ago, and I was like, "Hey, you gonna get the new Taylor Barrel Proof?" And they're like, "Yeah." Guess how much it's gonna be? I'm like, "How much? $7.99." I'm like, "Cool." You can't even get
All right,
it's good.
Yeah.
Barrel proof, $7.99. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what else is bullshit?
Bundles.
Bundles are
bullshit. We'll continue to say it for the rest of our lives.
Hey.
Nobody needs Wheatley. Nobody needs Fireball. Nobody needs.
Well, some people need that shit, but it's not. We're not those people, and I don't want to pay for it.
Nobody fucking needs it. I mean, if they want it, they could just go buy it.
Yeah.
Why do you have to sell it with something that I want and I don't want of other things?
That's fair.
I mean, we could go on this rant all day long. I could talk shit on bundles
or a bundle rant
for like 5 episodes straight. But
we could do episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of bundle rant.
All on bundle.
So here's what I think: if you win the big pool, then I think that you should buy
something.
Well, hold on. Your boss is gonna get mad, and I'm gonna say this, but we'll find out if she watches the podcast or not. If she fucking hears me.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
I can guarantee she's not getting through it unless I present it to her with a silver platter and a nice lobster dinner or something.
I think what should happen is, I think you should buy a nice bottle for the podcast, and we'll crack it. And whatever nice, you can consider whatever nice.
I'll see how much dollars I can pry from her hands, because she does co-manage it with me.
Oh, co-management.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're in for $250 then?
I mean, I guess you could call it that.
Does she get half the winnings, or does she get all of them?
Usually she just gets every penny that I ever earned. So
hey, you know what? If you're married out there, he just described marriage for all you people. If you're not married, take some notes.
Her money is my money, and my money
is her money.
Is her money.
Yeah.
And her money is her money.
Yeah.
So all the monies are her money.
And then there's a complaint that your money's not good enough. But you still get it.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I tell you what though, but when I want tacos, I get tacos.
Oh, dude.
So that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's my flex.
Give us some tacos.
Listen, I make a lot of money. All I expect is tacos. That's it.
You know what? A home cooked meal where you don't have to do anything is worth a lot, man.
I tell you what, I cooked all day Sunday for football.
All day?
That's all I did. I was gonna try to drink beer with you, but just didn't happen. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make food. So I made a big ass pot of my meatballs.
Meatballs?
Yeah, meatballs.
I would have been mad if you made that rustic pasta.
I made rustic chicken
Stop
pasta.
No,
I got
didn't.
2 bins of
no,
it sitting
you
at
didn't.
home. I sure
You're
did.
Such a liar. You're such a liar.
I swear to God.
He knows that's my favorite.
I made chorizo and egg.
Stop.
And then what was the last thing that I made? I made one other meal.
Who did you have? Did you had 11 Italians at your house or what?
No, I didn't feed people. It was for all week. It's like prep.
Okay, meal prep.
So I meal prep on Sundays now because apparently $12 and $15 burritos every day
no go
is not okay for my bank account right now.
It's not okay for anyone's bank account.
So
when you fill up your gas tank and it's $90, that $12 burrito is not worth it.
Take your kids to McDonald's and it's $68, and you got 2 kids or 3 kids.
Dude.
And they're not getting the Happy Meal. You're talking like you're getting the 20-piece nuggie and you're sharing it with the kids. So you're like picking out nuggies compared to the body mass of your children.
You're like, hey,
right?
can I get 2?
And they're like, how many sauces do you want? You're like, can I get 3 sauces, like 1 for each kid? And they're like, well, I don't know. It might
75 cents.
Yeah, it might be 50 cents extra.
That's bullshit too.
It's like bundling fucking food these days.
That's exactly what it is.
Everybody's trying to bundle something. I mean, even when you buy something on a website these days, it's like you buy a phone and it's like bundle with this case and with this string and with this, and you save 75%. You're like, wait a second, is that a good deal? And then you gotta like click off of it and go find those things and see how much they are separately. And then you add them all up and you realize that you actually are saving like $3.22. But by the time you go back for that other item, you can't find it anymore.
Gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's fucking horse shit.
I just bought chicken on the way home. Like a rotisserie chicken. But it looked like
the Cornish game hen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I looked at the bag and I was like, of course there's no weight on the bag.
Yeah.
It says it's like 30 ounce, whatever, some net weight.
Yeah.
But they don't put a sticker on it anymore because
they shrink it.
It used to be 3 pounds, now it's 1 pound.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? Aren't we supposed to be pumping them with steroids? This one got left outside?
I mean, these chickens are busting more nuts than I am.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
That's why they lost so much weight.
Oh man, because they're busting nuts?
Yeah. They're losing all their goods.
You get the honor, 1, because I like when you pour the bourbon because you always have heavy-handed, but 2, because this is burnt orange. This is burnt orange.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to be heavy-handed with this?
I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, man.
I like to respect.
Apparently, you made all this food and I didn't come over, and you made all my favorites and stuff. It's like our anniversary. It must be our anniversary.
It must be,
dude.
I was trying to get drunk with you.
Yeah.
On Sunday. I was at 9 a.m. hitting you up.
It was
earlier than
7:50.
Yeah.
I wasn't even up. I woke up yesterday at 9. No, that wasn't.
I just created a cardinal sin anyway.
Yeah, you did. You made me lick that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's titties, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna nail something as like being A++, you just call it titties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what my favorite movie is?
What?
Well, it's not my favorite movie, but it's my favorite movie with titties in it.
Oh, what movie?
The
Animal House?
No. It's the space one from back in the day where the girl had 3 titties.
Space one. I just spit on you, my bad.
Total Recall or something? Is that what it is?
Total Recall. I remember Total Recall, but I don't remember 3 tits.
I don't know. They're in like space and they're like at a space station and they're all like running around. It's all futuristic and this lady just goes and there's not 2 titties, but there's 3 titties. I was
it's
like,
in the future?
Yeah, I was like, that's my kind of girl. So if you got 3 titties, I like you.
Yeah, can you post a comment? Like, comment, subscribe. Someone's gonna be like, hey, I know someone's gonna call that out. We have like 3 people that comment every time, and I know who you all
and
are.
I'm not talking like the little hair, or
little
nub with a little hair on it. I mean, those are cool. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but
you're talking about.
But I'm talking like a actual like a full titty.
What would that bra look like? Like
it's
a tricone?
Sexy as hell.
I mean, there's always. When you have more rather than less when it comes to things like that, it's always good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would kind of feel weird at first, but I get over it. I can get over it.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
We gotta see. We're not Joe Rogan. We don't have anyone to like pull up some feed. It's on some.
Yeah, we would like to show you the clip of that video, but I just unfortunately was not prepared. I just started thinking about titties.
We'll check it out. So here's what we'll do.
Bourbon titties and then titties, because like that's just the natural course of a man. Like you're just the way you go. You're like okay, this, and then that leads to that, and that leads to that, and
then there's titties.
Yeah, and I was trying to be clean the whole time. And look where I got us. Just
dirty.
Yep, just dirty. Now you can't show this one to your kids anymore.
They don't watch this far anyways.
Okay, well that's good.
We figured out that there's an average of 4 or 5 minutes, and that's about it. Yeah. So it's cool. We're in like 15 in. It's all right. We'll skip through it.
Yeah. People listen to us the same average as their penis size.
Just because you went dirty doesn't mean you can keep going dirty. Let's get into the bourbon.
It was a fun joke. I don't know. I thought it was a funny joke. Maybe it wasn't.
Let's get into the bourbon.
Okay. I'm just so excited to drink this right now. I literally just finger licked that shit over there.
I would have too.
And it tastes like golden goose egg. But Daddy, I want one too.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so I have a really bad description of what this tastes like to me.
Let's hear it.
I think of a vert ramp, like a Tony Hawk, where it's like, I drank it, and it went like this, and then it went down, and then boom, the Kentucky hug and all the flavor hit me. I don't know why. It was like a big U. Hit a peak, went down, came up the other side, and hit a peak. For some reason, that's the vert ramp popped into my head.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like my stocks, but only 15 years from now.
Up and down.
Well, it started up here where I bought it.
Yeah.
And then now it's down here. And I'm holding it and then
hoping that
and then one day I'm gonna hit that other side of the ramp. It's just a really big ramp.
Okay, I've had stock from 3 companies and every time I sold, it went up. Like, and I'm not talking went up like $5, it went up like $40. I was like, oh, the market's bad, I'm gonna sell, I'm not gonna hold on to it, or hey, I left this company, I don't want their stock either. There you go.
Yep, see. Something happened.
And then next thing you know, it's like, this company's up 40, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Stock market's strong. And I'm like, cool.
You just think you sold that to some other individual. And that guy went, oh man, I bought it right at the right time. I mean, $40 per share, and I had 200 shares.
Yeah.
And then he's over there drinking fucking William LaRue Weller right now.
Pouring it out. He's like, it's not even good.
He's got 3 OFCs and 1 in his rear end.
Oh, jeez. Probably. There's probably people out there that are like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this single barrel right here,
excellent.
Fire.
Yeah. Absolute fire. I would stamp it.
Should we stamp it?
We have to.
Fire!
I don't know why we do that. Actually, I do know why we do that.
Because it's fire.
Because it's fire. Yeah.
I mean, how would you not stamp it? It's Dick and Bread approved.
Yeah, it's 100% Dick and Bread approved for sure.
All right, so we got to take a second and talk about this in a little bit more detail because there's people out there that have never had this. Nose, give me your description of the nose. And I don't need the Fred Minnick fucking tobacco leaves bullshit. I want the Brett description.
All right, here we go. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit, see if I can loosen up them pheromones.
Fire.
So just to me you can smell the goodness inside of it. It's warm-hearted. Yeah. It's lovely. The notes that come off your nose are very nice. They're subtle. If you get deep into there and you really dig your nose in there and you breathe in long enough, you get a burn. And the burn just is a salute to everything that's going on inside the bourbon that you're catching when you put it in your mouth. And then also you grab that Kentucky hug that he was calling about later. Which is a prime example of this and this. I think you can almost smell it in there. You stick your nose in, it's soft, it's subtle. You put your nose even further, you just really take a deep breath, and then all of a sudden it just kind of grabs a hold of you. So that's what I'm getting out of it. I mean, I'm not going to give you notes. The notes are really nice.
I think you described it pretty damn perfect because, look, I'm right here. I just get just a nice, subtle, beautiful, full flavored, like ready to go. It's at 97 proof. It smells like that, and then I go down a little bit more, and I get barrel, and I get some char, and I get a little bit of that complexity. Yeah. And that's how it drinks. That's what's crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I was
drinks
trying to
like
describe.
it noses, which is a good sign of a good bourbon because it tells the tale before you even drink it.
All right, this is my next drink. It's just, it gets better over time.
Sure does.
I still get a pretty gnarly Kentucky hug off 97 proof, which is surprising.
Yeah, you would think for us it would be kind of like burned away, but not with this one. This one's legit.
Every drink I'm getting it, which I would hope. Okay, so if you think about it, this is, if you look at their whole lineup, this is really the only one that they're considering a single barrel.
Yeah.
Right? All the rest are full proof is what it went in and then they reproofed it back down, so they watered it down. 12 is a blend. 107 is probably a blended down. Special Reserve we know is blend. This is the only one that they're considering. What came out of the barrel, is this what it is?
Well, which is amazing. And then also, like, when you think about Weller, right, you think about 3 bottles of Weller. You think about green, you think about 107.
Yeah, red.
And you think about full proof, right? So you're well, obviously you think about 12 as well.
Yeah.
But really, if you're looking at like the progression of Wellers that people are really got their eyes on a lot, it's green is like, if you find it, it's cheap enough, but it's so good, buy it.
Buy it, yeah.
Right? 107, just an absolute stunner for a bottle of its price point and
its proof.
And its proof and its availability for seasonality is pretty decent here and there. And then you have the full proof, which is like, man, you really want to get punched in the face, so you got that too. The 12 is smooth as butter.
Yep.
And absolute another fan favorite of ours. So the black is great too. But if you're looking at like Weller bottles, you look at those 3 colors and you're like, those are the kind of the standardized colors that you're in love with. And you have black, you got white, you got orange. And our suggestion to you is if you can go out there and find a few of these bottles or one, take them home and try them, because really they're going to add a whole different level of complexity to the Weller lineup. So
I agree. We tried the white. Brett was the first one to say it wasn't his jam, and then we went back to it, and it was like we were drinking a different bottle.
It's all the reason to go back to a bottle. Never trust your first experience with bourbon. So any newcomers that come in and they try bourbon, and immediately, your body wants to tell you, I don't like it, right?
Could be.
Not for me or not for you, but for a lot of people. Like I've shared a lot of bourbon with people where they were like, ugh, how do you drink this? And I'm like, because it's amazing. Yeah. What are you talking about? How do you not like it? And we get in a little argument over it. I'm like, just do me a favor and come back another time and try it again, right? Yeah. Maybe it's what you ate.
Could be what you ate. Could have been what you drank before. Do you have beer before? Do you have other bourbon?
Yeah.
Could have been the neck pour.
Yeah.
We talked about the neck
shrimp tacos earlier. Maybe.
Could have ate some bad, you know what?
Yeah. Absolutely. Stay out of that hind region. Okay, so before you drink your bourbon, at least. I mean, you're supposed to celebrate with bourbon. You're not supposed to start with it.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. So be careful of what you eat before you drink.
I will just say, I'd like to have more of this. My buddy, he had a case of it, and he sold them for $1,000 a piece, 6 G's, in the box, everything ready to go. Mm-hmm. I don't have $1,000 to buy another. I have 2 of these, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's worth it to have one in your collection, I think.
It's worth it. And that's what's, like, I would assume the Daniel Weller, right? I haven't seen any reviews on it yet because it just popped off.
Yeah.
But same thing. Weller is so established and Buffalo Trace is so established, they're not going to just release some shit and call it a big thing for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. 3 or 4 years ago, Full Proof came out, and CYPB was probably somewhere around there. And then 3 years ago now, this winter will be the Weller. Other than that, last 10 years, nothing else has came out.
No, not really. I mean, they're
Daniel Weller's
sticking to their guns.
Since almost 3 years, Daniel Weller's the next release. So you got to think about, prime example, we were talking about the Hardin's Creek, right? Jim Beam hadn't released anything, and then boom, Hardin's Creek came out, and then they had 2 batches of that. Now they have 3 batches of 17-year. Distilleries that are reputable and are the big dogs, they're not just going to put something out to put it out.
No, and I think that's blart, nart, fart. That's smart business, because when you come up with a good product, a lot of people will get greedy in businesses and they'll create a bunch of products surrounding that product. And you know what happens is they sit on the bag, right? You already came up with a good product. Your best plan is to market that product, sell that product direct, get people involved in that product, and build a baseline for that product. Then once that product is established and everybody knows what it is and it's a game changer and it's out there, then branch off and add a product here, add a product here. Don't try to bring a bunch of crap in all at once. Trust me, you're going to have a garage full of crap and your hot item's going to go out the door and you're going to be stuck with a bag. And you don't want to be stuck with a bag.
Yeah.
It's kind of like bundles. You know?
They're bullshit.
Yeah. You get one hot item in there and then you're stuck with the bag.
Yeah, but see, where we're losing and the distilleries are winning is they're selling their shit product just to give us very small quantities of the allocated stuff.
Yeah.
The liquor stores are saying, "Oh, we're being held to the demand of allocation," which I partially believe them, but I partially believe they're greedy fucks. The other portion is we're at this. There's huge demand right now for bourbon.
100%.
And the supply, I do believe, is a little strained because bourbon's cool now.
Yeah.
Think about all these websites and Instagrams and Facebooks and clubs. Like, we just joined the game 4 or 5 years ago. But prior to that, there wasn't any of that shit.
Yeah. I mean, not that I was aware of. I mean, I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was.
But it was small.
And stuff like that.
Now everyone's like, "Oh, I drink whiskey," and I'm like,
those are the guys that are doing this right now too. They're flexing hard. They're like, "Hey, look at my shelf. They got 15 GTSs and 12 Pappies.
We missed the boat on Pappies and
BTECs.
What I mean?
And they're trading all that stuff away to get some of this new stuff that's coming out that's hard to get your hands on. Those, know, the Willet Purple Top 23-year doggies.
Woo! I take one of the weeded ones.
You know what I mean?
I saw one for $2.89 the other day.
Yeah.
I will tell you, spoiler alert, by the time this airs, we will have a Old Fitz 10 spring release. So the collection stays full, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that means you're going to have to add another shelf to your bar behind you.
We're going to have to do it.
So lately we've been doing the podcast with only, I believe it's 3 shelves that you guys can see, but this bar goes further up. So
should I show them or what?
I don't think we need to show you guys right now. Maybe in another episode, or you could check out one of our early episodes.
Yeah, you can see it.
To see if we happen to shoot with those there. But there's additional stacks to this bar behind us, and I know over time there's going to have to be more, because as you can see, the counter behind us is starting to fill up quite nicely. And I don't know if we have anywhere to put all this stuff.
There's nowhere else to put it. It's going to have to go to your house.
Yeah, so we're going to have to figure something out about that. If you know a professional wood installer that wants to do something for free for a couple of pours, hit us up.
Hit us up, or if you want to trade some shit, hit us up. Let's trade some stuff.
Yeah.
I'll take Pappies.
Yeah, here we go. We got to get some in the collection. We want to do it on the podcast as well. So
yeah. Well, I'm going to end this episode with giving you 2 more choices for next episode.
He's getting good at this. He sneaks this on me. He doesn't tell me.
No.
He knows exactly what he wants to drink.
I know a little bit about what I want to drink. So.
Well, I'm going to finish this pour then while you're making your decisions.
I'm not making any decisions.
Oh, see, he already knew. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. So. Let's see.
I love that. All right. So what do we got here?
We got Father and Son 13-year Wild Turkey.
Brand new?
1 liter, never been cracked.
Never been cracked.
And we got Knob Creek Claremont Edition 17-year.
Hardin's Creek.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What did I call it? Claremont Creek? Knob. Sorry. Hardin's Creek, they're all Jim Beam. It's okay.
It's all Jim Beam, but
yeah, it's okay.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but
fine. The bus already ran me over. It's cool. What are we gonna do, Brett?
Well, man, this is gonna be a tough one. I know which ones that I know you want to get into either of these, so really, which one I pick, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Man,
It's either now or later. You just gotta.
You got a coin?
I don't have any coins.
No coins? Okay, we can't do coin flip.
No. You
All
just
right.
man up and just pick.
Do you know do you know the results if you eeny, miny, moe something?
I'm not
Like-
eating money.
No?
You want to do rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors? All
Yeah.
right, let's go.
So if you... What are we rock, paper, scissoring?
For each bottle, you pick a bottle, I pick a bottle. And if we win, that's the bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you pick?
All right, so I guess I'll take the, what is it, Frankfurt? Claremont.
Claremont.
I'll take the Hardens Creek Claremont.
Okay. I'll take the wild turkey. That's
Okay,
it.
he's
All
going
right.
WT.
We're going 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
show.
3. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Show.
1, 2, 3. Show.
Okay.
Ready?
And is it 2 out of 3 or is it straight up?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Okay.
No, let's go straight up. F
Okay,
it.
straight up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bang.
1, 2, 3. Go.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was bullshit. You totally. You didn't
All right,
even. You said
I-
1, 2, and then went
All
on
right,
3.
my bad. I'm not good on 3.
Didn't matter. Thank God we were both.
We're both paper.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
We gotta go
I
on
did that time, and then you did it. We both scissored. That's.
All right, ready?
Wow, okay.
I can't do the 3. I gotta go 1, 2.
Okay.
And then
all
ready?
right. Okay. We're gonna
Ready?
because apparently that's how we're gonna.
Apparently
do it.
I'm like bundles
Here
of
we go.
bullshit.
Okay. Ready?
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2.
Oh yeah!
Stop!
No!
Stop it! 1, 2.
Oh,
cut that
shit! There we go, father and son. It is.
Let's go.
Oh, well, we'll get to that other one in that Hardens Creek area later for you guys. That's definitely a bottle that you'll see in the near future. Hopefully you want to see this father and son wild turkey with the Japanese writing on it all over the
Yeah.
place.
an
It's
import.
finally sealed for shipment. I think that might have been a mail call at some point in time.
That was an auction, yeah.
Yeah, an auction. So
Yeah.
they really did it up. They wanted to make sure that thing came in
It's a
hot.
1
so-
liter, too.
Yeah, big dog. So we're going to get a little piece of that action next week. Super excited about that. I'm pumped about this week. Football started.
Dude.
Woo-wee. I'm a Bears fan. They got crushed by the Packers.
I'm
No
a Miami
longer,
fan. We beat the Chargers. Let's go.
no longer am I owned by Aaron Rodgers. I'm now owned by Jared Love.
Jeez.
And then on top of that, Aaron Rodgers tonight
Yeah?
makes an ankle injury and played 4 downs for the Jets.
That's it.
Passed for 1 incomplete pass, and they're saying it's a possible Achilles heel tear.
Out for the season?
We'll find out tomorrow when we post the episode, folks. He could be out for the season.
Hey, you could be Burrow, $275 million, went 3 and out, only played 3 quarters.
And scored 3 points.
Fucking terrible. Terrible. Yeah. So, you know what? I got a dub. He got an L.
Yep, I got a big L, but
It's
we're
all right.
coming back.
Let's go.
All right.
We'll have more football coming up. Guess what? Dick and Brett,
We out.
out.